Hi guys, so I decided to finally make a video of why I got into reborns and what they mean to me. So I finally got the courage to do it. So these are my two babies. This one is Mackenzie and this one's Noah. I got into these originally. I had been scrolling online just looking at dolls, which I've collected dolls for a long time. Since I was a kid, I have porcelain and then I have some more realistic ones kind of as they came along from doll shops, and then I stopped collecting for a while, and so then I stumbled across these guys and I fell in love. Personally, I have decided to get them just to help me cope. I do have like some anxiety issues and stuff, so when a rough day happens, then I'll just come home and hold them, and I like to dress them up. I've had some issues having children, so it's been a rough road. So these guys also bring me comfort while we are trying to figure out what's going on with us and having a child. So, they just bring me a lot of comfort. And I know some people, even my own friends and family, just kind of look at me and will be like, this is kind of crazy and these things look so realistic. And they just kind of have that first shock that I see a lot. And then they kind of got used to the idea and they've come around a lot. And I find out going in public when they realize, like strangers do realize these guys are fake, which I won't lie. I see some people just will go through the store and pass them off, but if they have any inkling or want to touch the baby or really get a close-up look, I'll let them know. I mean, if they don't say anything and they think it's real, then I won't just come out there and say, hey, this is a fake baby. But I will say, if they do ask, and I'll talk about it with them. I've had some pretty crazy things said, even just bringing them out to a store or, just wanting to show them to even my own friends. And I mean, I don't know how to explain it to them. At the end of the day, I'm just like, well, this makes me happy. You guys know I've collected dolls for a long time and it turned into these guys. So, this is just what I like to do and it's my new hobby and they seem to accept it. And it's still kind of hard, trying to take them out in the public and just that fear of, is someone going to think you're crazy just because you have this baby doll that looks so real. And I kind of got to the point where I was like, if you don't like it, look the other way. If you have a problem with this, but you don't have a problem with anyone else having hobbies, whether it be, making scrapbooking, stuff, or a man that has a hobby with collecting these little toy cars or making these race cars or airplanes and things like that. Like, if you don't have problems with hobbies like that, then why should you have a problem with my hobby just because it's different? And if it's different and you don't like it, then at least be nice enough not to say anything and be rude, because you don't, I don't think they really understand what these guys do for us. Now, I won't go crazy over them and I don't, do a whole lot with them, like taking them out. I'm hoping that as I get more comfortable just taking them to the stores and going out in public, that I will be able to do more with them. I'm just kind of taking it slow because I'm really sensitive to what people say. I can say though, as I've gone on and as I've spent time with them and just taken them out, I've just really gotten to the point that I don't care anymore. If you've got a problem, like I said, just ignore it. I don't see what the problem is, and I feel bad for some of the people in like my groups that I have that I'm in, and I feel bad because they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so afraid to take them out. And I almost thank God that the first time I got my first doll that I just took her out, because if I hadn't done that, I'd probably be in that same boat, because it is nerve-wracking. But I can say, if you get the courage up, don't be afraid, like just go out. You're going to see that you're going to get a lot more like positive comments and a lot of people curious about it than you will negative. I'm not going to say you're never going to get like any negative comments, because I get it all the time. But the majority of the time, it's always surprise, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that's a doll, and they just get really curious. So I'll let them see them and hold them, and, I'll talk to them about it, how I got into it. And, at the end of the day, it's what makes you happy. If you're content with just sitting at home with them and you don't want anyone to know and dressing them up is all you need to do and be happy, then do it. If you want to go out and you want to just enjoy it and take your baby wherever you want, do it. Don't even worry about just how do I say this? Like, don't worry about what anyone else has to say. Whatever makes you happy makes you happy. There's so many different things that people can say to you, but if you always like fear that, then you're never gonna enjoy your babies to your full extent. For me, it just got to the point where I wanted to enjoy them and I didn't care what my family and friends had to say. I'm a grown woman, and if you don't like it, oh well, this is what makes me happy. So I really hope that anyone that's, new to the hobby like I was, I mean, I've only been in this hobby for 3 months now, so if anyone's new to the hobby and is just afraid of taking them out, then so feel free to ask me any tips. I mean, I've come up with some unique ideas to kind of make it comfortable at first. Definitely putting them in a car seat with the cover over it. So if I felt too anxious, I could just kind of cover it up and then no one even second guesses what's in there. I've come up with ways to put them in a blanket and make them really realistic so that you don't have to worry about that. I've just come up with some ideas that help me, and it's helped wonderfully. So just please don't be afraid to do whatever you want with your babies, because at the end of the day, it's what makes you happy. And you're the one that has to go home and be happy with it. So, I mean, this is kind of what makes me happy, and this is the hobby I chose. So I hope you all enjoyed what I have to say, and please feel free to leave any feedback. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks.